You want to get to some Brock Nelson chatter here because Elliot Friedman confirmed pretty much what we already knew. Stefan Rosner had it originally, but Elliot Friedman is saying that there is a contract offer presented to Brock Nelson. Honestly, can't really say that I'm all that surprised. Here's how I think the approach should go. You tell me if you agree. Okay. I think you will. But let's say you have the contract offer now. I think Lou Lamoriello goes, all right, Brock, here's what we want you to stay. Here's what you want to keep. We'll give you 2 weeks to think about it. You either say yes and stay. If not, we're going to have to try to move you because we can't lose you for nothing. And then go from there. That's the only logical choice. To me, it can't be, oh, you didn't take it? All right, well, we're just going to walk this up to free agency and try again in June. Like that, I think, is an abject failure.
Absolutely. And so it's good that, of course, we're projecting that is, or assuming that is exactly what Lou's doing. But it would make no sense to do the opposite. If you're just going to walk him up to free agency anyways, like, why do you need to make that contract offer now? You could just make it, because you're not going to give him the full 8 years. So who cares if he gets close to free agency? You wait until the end of the season. You have a couple of months anyways to negotiate these things before you even get close to free agency. So I guess technically Lou would want to avoid any sort of, lingering thoughts of potentially getting to free agency and getting a big payday. But this is the right thing to do by Lou. So it is and isn't. I think you should ultimately trade him anyways, regardless. You shouldn't re-sign him. But if you want to keep him, this is how you should be approaching it. I'm going to give you a 3-year deal, and if you take it, great. If not, then I have to let you go and figure it out now before you get, even close to the trade deadline.
What I think this might be fun because we both talked kind of at length that we both would prefer to move him than keep him. I think we're coming to the grips that like they offered him a contract, he might take it kind of thing. Right. What do you think the number is if you had to guess?
I've seen all kinds of things thrown about. I've seen $7 million thrown about, which I know the cap's gone up. That doesn't mean we have to throw stupid money at for stupid reasons. I'm nowhere higher than 5 for 3.
I think it would be higher.
Fudge.
Unfortunately, I think it would be a slight uptick in pay. I'm thinking like 6.5.
Okay.
Which again, am I saying that I want this and that's what I'm advocating for? No. So don't get it confused that this is like Matt wants to sign Brock Nelson to a 3-year, $20 million contract, or whatever the math is. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think that's what it's going to be. If it's 3 for 5, I would feel a lot better about it, especially because, maybe we eventually live in a world where Brock Nelson is the third line center and not the second line center at that money. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be the case because I know he's on pace for 25 goals this year, but he's a perennial 30-goal scorer. I think he would cash in because on the open market, like, and I know this is kind of wild to say, like, maybe he's getting like 4 or 5 years for like $7 million, probably.
Yeah. It's up there. It certainly is because all that money is there now. So he's hitting free agency at the right time, but I just can't, for the life of me, pay him more than $5 million. And even then, this is me trying to just get used to the idea of even re-signing him, and we don't necessarily even want to do that. Maybe if it comes to January 1st and he goes back on the market, sure, yeah. And we've traded Jean-Gabriel Pageau. Yep. I just don't want to lose those assets. And so, like, it's really hard for me to A, lose those assets, and then B, sign him to more money. And I get it. There's going to be money out there. There's a lot of money floating around. Absolutely. I totally get that. I just can't pay more and get less out of it.
No, it seems silly.
Declining asset, right? That's rough.
No, I know. I agree with you. I feel the exact same way. But I mean, the contract offer is out there, and he very well might take it. So I think we have to at least spend some time talking about what that contract might actually be.
Yeah. There's no way it's going to be like a 5-year deal for lower AAV, right? I know we said 7 years, but I still think not still, but I firmly believe Lou isn't that stupid. He's not going to give him 7 years at his age.
No. They might do 5, which I also would not do, by the way, but that wouldn't surprise me. A 3 for 5 sounded really nice. Maybe it's a Jordan Eberle situation where he was signed to 6 and then ended up getting signed to 500,000 less, and it was 5.5. So maybe we split the difference and go 3 by 5 by 5 by 5. I don't know. I feel like I'm talking myself in circles here now with this.
Yeah, well, because that's the thing. Like, we don't want to overpay, obviously, for a player who's 34 years old, going on 35.
He'll be 34 in October.
Okay, so 34 in October, starting the year. It's not young. It's not old. But it could be. We saw what happened with Josh Bailey, right?
It
One minute
quick.
he had it exactly, and the next minute he did not, and it fell hard. I'm not saying that's going to happen to Brock. I don't think it will. But the older you get, the closer that reality becomes. And so you don't want to be stuck into a 5-year contract. And I'm sure this is not a hot take. I'm sure everyone listening at home is having the same opinion. I'm sure everyone who may not even be listening at home, who isn't a patron yet, P.S. if you know any of those people, convert them right now, who isn't one of those, has the same idea. It's just when you have a GM who hands out $7 million contracts like it's Halloween, you worry. Sorry, 7 million, 7-year contracts.
7-year contracts. Well, he could do 8 because it's team controlled, so could go 8 and just sign him through his age 42 season, whatever it is.
8-year deal, 3.5 million AAV, all the trade protection in the world.
16
Up until does that fade away after a while? No, I don't think so.
No, eventually when he's 41, it goes down to 16 team no trade.
Okay. I was just thinking if there's something in it, because I know when it comes to, you can't give trade protection for players who aren't UFA eligible. I just wondered if there's something when they become 35 plus, but I don't think that works. No. Varley has it. What am I thinking? Varley's got trade protection. He's definitely 35 plus.
I hope that's not the case.
Shit.
Maybe Brock. How about this? Brock Nelson makes it real easy for us, and he goes, "I'm not gonna take it. I would prefer to test the open market." And then Lou goes, "Very well. It's been real. It's been fun. We've been a very good Islander, but we got to move on."
Yeah, and then no one signs him in free agency, and then he comes back anyways for 3 by 5, friggin' winning. Let's go.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
If you like that, make sure to subscribe to Up the Turnpike on Patreon for more exclusive New York Islanders content.